I think I have to sort that end of the intro out better before the start of the season, Philip. But anyway, good evening. Welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future. And we are the home of Spurs breaking news. Do you know, whatever anyone thinks, what everyone says, we do break the news first on here, as we did with Harry Kane yesterday. That's still up in the air, Philip. We don't know if he's coming to Germany, coming to Miami. If he's going to play tomorrow, not tomorrow, who knows? He could be sitting at home, Philip, watching us tonight and laughing.
It could be, yes. He could be, or he could be working out what 500,000 euros a week is in sterling.
Yeah, it could be. But anyway, welcome to the show tonight. And also joining us is, of course, my usual co-host, Mr. Philip Brady. Joining us as well is Mia from Spurs Between the Lines, so she gives her head a wobble. And also joining us for the first time since a fan show back in the day is the man who's usually in the chat trying to catch me out with the cockerel clock. It's Mr. Carl Simpson. Carl, how are you this evening? Welcome to the show and lovely to have you on.
Evening, John, Philip, me and everyone in the chat. I'm good and I'm on my best behaviour tonight.
Yeah.
So far. So far.
To be fair, the reason I'll show you my picture now because I've got a new camera on. I look like I'm about to try and sell you double glazing windows.
How much for some double glazing anyway, Carl? What's the going price?
Probably enough for me to afford a season ticket at Spurs. Maybe.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, no, I'll tell you who needs double glazing badly. Fred.
Yeah, he does. So there we go. We're partial information on the Fred, Carl, and also joining us tonight. Of course, the usual. She is the, as people like to call her, the diamond of the community. She really is. It's Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. She's sitting there giving her head a wobble at the moment. Mia, how are you this evening? And do you know, are you just wanting this Kane news to come out once and for all?
Yeah, absolutely. I just need to know now because it's driving me like just mad. Refreshing my phone yesterday. I charged my phone, no word of a lie, 3 times yesterday because I was refreshing it so much. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Look, you and me are just waiting. You and me been speaking privately about this. We've got a thumbnail ready for when it comes out, haven't we? We know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, no, I've already got one prepared. I already had one prepared a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So have I. Yeah, me and Mia will do a show when that news breaks. And in big letters, we're going to put, "We told you so." But anyway, Philip, look, what do you think? Well, I see who's in the chat first, and then we'll go on with the show. We've got Adrian Saka. Good evening. Oh, big up, Adrian. We've got Dragon D Nuts. He says, "Guten Tag." That was very bad. Do you want to do it that in German, do you, Philip?
I'll do my hair flick. Hello. You know, guten Tag. Yeah. Guten Tag.
We've got Wayne Bonner. Good evening, all. I hope everyone is well. So the important question is, how's the cockerel cock? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wayne Bonner doing God's work is all I can say.
I can't be blamed. Am I here?
No, I think you and Wayne Bonner have actually talked before coming on here, and you've got something. You're working together. Big up,
Do you know
Wayne.
what it is? There's a few of us together. We've got a WhatsApp group to make sure we catch you out.
Do you know that? And I bet you Philip's president of that group as well.
Not
So-
guilty, Your Honour.
No,
I'm not guilty, Your Honour. Not guilty.
He's got his own one, the Tom Jones one. Everyone who's
yeah.
like Irish Tom Jones, the American Tom Jones, the English Tom Jones. We've got all like a group. There's a group chat of them.
Yeah.
Everyone but the Welsh one.
Do you know what? I laugh when he goes to Tottenham, somebody comes up to him and says, "You're right, Tom Jones." I bet you somebody will say that to him.
I'm wearing the false beard tomorrow. Nobody will recognise me.
Big up.
Someone to shout out. It's not unusual.
Don't you start. Jesus.
Or someone shouts out, "What's new, Pussycat?" Someone please do that at the game tomorrow for me. Please record it. I'd like to do that.
Oh, God.
I tell you what, I'm going to actually WhatsApp Ellie tonight. She's going to the game tomorrow. I'm going to see, can I get to start a chant, "What's new, Pussycat?"
Oh,
We'll do that.
dear, oh, dear.
We've
Oh,
got
well.
Steve D. Evening all. Watching game for Ukraine, and the foe still looks like he could breeze into us
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
that's
sun.
on tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Golden Hammer. I seriously see
Yeah.
Spurs finish 15th this season without a trophy once again, obviously.
Well, hang on. That's their position, isn't it? 15th. That's a good season
Yeah.
for them. And by the way, check your friendly result today, lads. I don't think you did too well. It's in the chat a little bit further down.
I think someone stuck his bubble wand where the sun don't shine. I think that's why he's unhappy.
And Tab Sober was actually playing in that match.
Was he really?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Carl, now, we did get breaking news yesterday that Dino the dinosaur has come down to be Barney the dinosaur's backup, and apparently he got lost. Do you know where he is at the moment? Has he found his way to West Ham, or is he still lost?
I would imagine he's watching West Ham's best player score a goal this afternoon. The problem is Mark Noble's retired.
yeah. And I see they sold that Scaramucci fellow, Scaramacci, they call him.
Yeah.
They sold him as well, and they can't bring any players in. And they're talking about us coming 15th.
This fella, who's in again, Philip? Who's this idiot?
Who's this?
You know, this
him.
THF.
I thought you'd barred him.
I did. He keeps coming under different accounts, and then he's in here again with buying Louvre 4 Bobble Boys. Didn't see that. I like that. Well done, Philip. Okay. Evening, guys. Andrew Gregory. Big up, Andrew. How you doing? We've got Golden Hammer at THFC till I die. West Ham 3, no trophy. FC 2. It was pre-season.
Yeah.
Mia, do you want to say anything? Get you in the...
Maybe you need to get that bubble blowing wand from up your backside.
But look, big up for coming in. I'm glad you...
Thanks.
Thanks for coming in to watch a Tottenham stream. Fair play to you.
You might learn something about football. You know nothing in the West Ham stream.
Yeah, I was going to say.
As long as the banter is good, and that's what it is, isn't it, Philip? We love having banter with other fans. As long as
that's all it is, you know.
We love the banter. So look, we don't mean nothing by it. It's just banter. That's all it is. So look, welcome and thank you for coming in and actually subscribing. So big up, well done, Golden Hammer, and welcome to THFC to the die, the pride of North London.
This is going to be education on football. So listen.
Big up, Dermot, Matt, and Carl. Just so you know, Carl, I won't be on my best behaviour today. We've got Jazz Joe, evening people. Wayne saying, hair flick. That's a trip down memory lane.
yeah. It's the best German accent I've ever seen. That was absolutely brilliant.
It's not unusual to be caught out with the cock. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wayne's going for a record tonight.
Yes.
He's doubling up, Carl. He's doing your job as well.
Golden Hammer is having a bobble and squeak, and we've got Dragon D nuts blowing bubbles in the bath without soap.
Right, keep going.
But look, no, seriously though, Philip, we do welcome other fans on here as long as it's respectful banter. We don't mind, do we? We like.
Oh
to have
yeah,
a laugh,
it's all part of the fun. It's when it starts getting some personal accusations and stuff getting thrown around, then we have to draw the line. But banter like this, we love it. Yeah.
We've got audio Artson. Hey Dermot, what's the crack? Lots of crack. As long as you're not smoking it. But there you go. I thought that was a good one, actually. Hang on, just seeing if we've got any news, Philip. Nope, no breaking news yet. Well, we do have a bit of breaking news, Philip, because we've got a lot of here we goes today, haven't we? The first one is Tottenham have sealed Ashley Phillips' deal despite interest from 2 more clubs. Official and completed at Thfc till I die. 2005 born centre-back signed a 5-year deal. Clause triggered for 2 million total value. Signing approved by Postecoglou. I'm going to start with Carl in this and work my way up. Carl, look, we said we wanted centre-backs. We now got Mickey van der Ven in and now Ashley Phillips. Are you happy with the transfer window so far? And who do you else do you see do want to come in and in the defensive mode?
I'm happy so far. I do think that we do need one more defender in, whether that is taps over or maybe a Nelson or Tosin. One of those to really shore it up. I'd like to completely revamp the defence, and then maybe it might push to like sort of Dyer and Sanchez to go, you know what, I'm not going to get any game time, so I might as well leave. But generally, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10 window so far, if you ignore the...
Yeah. Are you there, Carl?
Yeah.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, no, I think it's I think we could do with one more. Yeah. We need to revamp the defence because I want to get Dyer and Davis out, and obviously if we do that, we need to get more players in. But generally, I've been quite impressed so far.
Yeah. Mia, are you happy with Ashley Phillips in the door?
Yeah, he's a good young player. I think he's going to become a really good player, I think, in the future. I'm happy. I am happy with this. I think it's good for us to look to the future as well, because I felt like the last few years we haven't really done that because we haven't had the managers that do that. So yeah, I'm really happy with getting him, and on the price point as well. I think it's excellent. Shoring up the defence for the future, and I think that's exactly what we all want, surely.
And look, Philip. Look, we know. We need defenders. It's apparently to a blind man, we need new defenders. So we're getting Mickey van der Ven in and getting Ashley Phillips in now. Is that a show of intent by Tottenham this window?
Yeah, Ashley Phillips, I don't think he's an immediate shoe-in for the first team squad. I think it'll take him probably a year or so to get to that. But what we are doing, and I like this, we're developing a very young squad. If you look at the average age of this squad, it's coming down. Like, he's 18, Van der Ven's 22, Alex is 19. So we're getting in players for the future. I still think Tapsoba is going to come. I think he's going to be the missing piece in the jigsaw. And if we get him, I think that is one hell of a transfer window. When you think about it, we've changed the goalkeeper. We've got 2 new centre backs. We've got Madison in midfield. We've got Solomon as well, and we've got the likes of Phillips coming in and Alex coming in to be integrated into the squad for future reference.
Yeah,
it's good. It's very good.
I forgot to send a link to somebody. Sorry, and it is Josh from Speaking Spurs. Josh, give me 2 minutes. I'll send you the link now to bring you on. Sorry, my Twitter's been playing up, so we'll get you on as well. So give me 2 minutes as well. Sorry about that.
Who's this Alex? Come on, guys. We're going to have to learn his name. Alejo.
Also, big up to Lisa as well. Is this Lisa from Mexico? It's the first time we've actually seen your face as well. So big up, Lisa. Big up, Dermot, Philip, Mia. Carl Simpson, nice surprise seeing you finally on a stream. So big up to Lisa as well. We have also Fabrizio Romero. Do you want to read this one out, Philip? Give me 2 minutes and I'll be back in, Philip.
Alejo Vélez will undergo medical tests as new Tottenham player in early next week. He will then sign a 5-year deal. Documents have been prepared by Spurs and Rosario Central for Argentine striker transfer to be completed ASAP. Now, there is a little bit of doubt here, and I don't think it's been clarified yet, whether he'll stick here or go back on loan for 6 months to finish out the season in Argentina. So I don't know. I'd rather he stuck around because, let's face it, we're not exactly coming down with strikers at the moment, you know?
I've actually read, Philip, that he won't go back out on loan.
Yeah, so have I, but I just have to read it recently that he might be, but that could be an old article, you know. So they should clarify that. They should clarify. But he's a good signing. I watched his videos now, and he's a good goalkeeper, or good goal scorer, I should say. And Ashley Phillips looks very impressive from the videos I've seen of him. He looks to have a good reader of the game. He anticipates things well. So onwards and upwards, you know. So
yeah, and look, it is good. It is good we've got him in. And then the last one, then, guys, is of course Mickey van der Ven. We fly to London on Sunday with a small change to the original plan, THFC. Medical test books on Monday, deal done, set to be announced early next week. Guys, it's great, isn't it? We're getting centre-backs in. Now, Philip, I'll start with you and I'll go down the houses. Philip, are you happy with what we've got now in?
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I'd be absolutely ecstatic if we get Tapsoba as well as Van der Ven. Because that means then we've got a real choice at the back. We've got Romero, we've got Van der Ven, we've got Tapsoba, and then if we're really stuck, we've got Dyer and Sanchez. You know, so we're well sorted out there, nearly in every position now. It's the striker position is the one that's a bit worrying if Harry Kane goes. I know we've got Richarlison, but not much else. So this is why Alejo coming in is a good buy as long as we keep them here. So I mean go on.
I have heard he's going to stay with us, Philip.
Yeah, I was just saying to me there, I read some of that was the case, but then I saw another article where he's going to be loaned back, but that may have been an older article. So, you know, hopefully he will be staying.
Yeah, he will be. And Carl, look, with all the announcements today, look, are we spending the Kane money? Do you think that's where all these Sunday transfers are starting to come in as quickly as they are? And also we're going to put we did break it last night that Tottenham are going to bid 50 million for Tapsoba as well. In the next week or so. Do you think this is where all this money's coming in? Because it was a rumor we had to sell players after buying Maddison and the new Venom and the players we bought in early in the window.
I'd like to think it wasn't, but this is Spurs. We're not one of the massive clubs who can just spend free will without any issue. I would imagine at the start it probably wasn't, but now. Obviously, if we know that Kane's probably gone, we are spending that money.
Yeah. Very quick before I come to you, Josh, welcome. I haven't had you on here for a long time. You've been in the wilderness, and it's nice to have you back on. How are you? And welcome to the show.
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me on, Dermot. How's everybody else doing? All right?
Yeah, good. We're all doing grand. And Mia, look, before I come to you, Josh, Mia, look, same question to you. Are we spending this Kane money, or do you think it's got nothing to do with the Kane money and it was money we had put in for transfers already?
I think it's money we already had for transfers, but I think we're trying to soften the blow of a possible Harry Kane leaving. So I feel like we're getting some business done. I feel like we might get a strike in if we do lose Harry Kane. And then I think it'll be outgoings a lot. And then we'll maybe see someone to come in to replace, say, someone for a centre-back and possibly someone for Højbjerg if he goes. So I think that's probably the last two, I would say, that we're going to get in. But I do think that we are going to have some outgoings now once we know what the Kane deal is.
Well, Mia, we know what the Kane deal is, don't we? We just want it announced. We can actually say to a few people, we told you so. Josh, what do you reckon the Tottenham's transfer window? I think it's been a good window. I think we're doing very well. And I think the Kane situation is overshadowing the whole window, to be honest. But we are getting players in now. And I think with Postecoglou, do you think we're back in a manager at last?
I think saying we're back in Postecoglou is a very, very broad term. I think we're supplying him players in positions that he needs. Are they going to be Postecoglou's number one picks? Most likely not. However, when it comes to Harry Kane possibly leaving, as much as I say here and say that I want him out, there is no one that I want negotiating this deal more than Daniel Levy right now, because he will push a hard bargain and he will get the most and he will milk this deal for all it's worth. Are we spending the Kane money now? I think it's a mixture of both. I think we're spending some of it, but then I also think there was some money put away as well. In terms of how do I rate the transfer window at the moment, who's to say we're not going to sign anybody else? I'm not going to sit and jump to conclusions. However, I do feel as if there are better options for players that we've signed already. I don't necessarily like the new signing from Blackburn that we've made. I think we could have gone in for someone a little bit more ambitious and possibly gone for someone like Thfc as well as Van der Ven. But again, let's see what the rest of the transfer window brings. We've still got, I think, it's a month left of the transfer window. Let's see what he does in that month.
Yeah, that's
surely
true.
Phillips is one for the future. He's not for the first team now. He's going to be.
This is what I'm worried about. Is he going to come in and be loaned back out for 2 years before he finally comes into the first team? If that is the case, then we do need another centre back. Van der Ven
we do. But we'll see what happens with Phillips. I mean, he's only in the door 5 hours. We'll give him a chance and see what goes. But he's talented. He's one for the future, wherever he is.
Yeah, that's so true. And look, guys, we are going to get on working with a few more people in before we crack on. We've got Niall Kane. Big up, Niall. Hope you're doing so. Great to see him. We've got Jazz Fusion. Here, Daniel Levy's failed to clear customs. What do you reckon, Philip?
yeah. I'd say there's probably the 100 million in his suitcase. What done it?
Yeah, it probably was. We've got Lisa saying, I usually use it is Lisa from Mexico. It's nice to actually see your face actually for the first time because we see your other one, but great to see you. She says, I usually use the purple and gold logo made by the one and only Ben Kaufman, but I also use this account for work, etc. So changed it temporarily. Well, big up, Lisa. And how's the weather in Mexico? Let us know. We've got DJ Green Alert, Evening Durham Phil Meir, and I'm sorry I can't see the other fella's name. Everyone else in the chat, and he went, Carl. Didn't realise that was you, buddy. So there you go. Carl making his debut. And great to have Josh back on YouTube as well. Josh, can I just say you have been missed, to be fair. So it's great to have you back.
I appreciate it, mate. But I think there are better people out there than me. But, let's remain humble.
No, you have your own unique way. And I mean that in the nicest way. You know that. You were at the start of the channel when I actually started TTG. You were our tech guy, the very start of it, weren't you? Streaming the games and everything at the beginning. So, yeah.
I was, yeah.
Yes, that was a while ago. We've got David Clark. Fabrizio Romero, the highest rated sports journalist in Europe football. This fella hasn't said those famous words, here we go. So he hasn't announced the Kane deal is done, nor has Ralph Hockenstein.
Honigstein.
Me and me are not going to say a word about this. We leave it to you, Philip. You're the godfather. You know me and Mia's position on this. So what do you want to say to David, what he's saying here?
Well, I think the reason that, hark back to the Declan Rice saga with Arsenal, right? He was signed for Arsenal 2 or 3 weeks before it was announced. And I get the feeling this is the same situation with Harry Kane and Bayern. There's something, and it could be a non-disclosure thing before it's actually released. That's why Fabrizio's not going to put his reputation on the line by saying, here we go. Now, it looks to me, it is here we go, but we just haven't been able to see those 3 words appearing on any screens yet. And how long that's going to take, who knows? Hopefully not much longer, because I think we're all a bit fed up with the whole situation at the minute. Yeah. But I think he's gone, but he's not gone yet. I think that's the best way to put it.
And really, me and Mia very quickly, Mia, we do stand by the show yesterday morning, don't we? And stand over it as well, just very quickly on that.
Yeah, I stand by the information I was given. I don't believe that this source would lie to us, and I feel like they've got no reason to lie to us. This is information that we're given, and we just pass it on, guys. And we don't actually say this is actual facts 110%. What we say is that we believe in the source that we get, that we have, and what they give us is reliable. So it's up to you whether you believe it or not. And can we just leave it there, David? Because honestly, this is just continual, and it's really not like in the chat. Let's just chat about the football. Let's not talk about these sources and if you believe us or not, because it just brings Debbie down on the stream, innit, really? Yeah.
We've got what's that word, Philip? Can you read that? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't want to murder your name. Big up, I haven't seen you before. So he said, it looks like Ange favours Tatanga. Another left centre-back would be wise. If he doesn't rate Roden, although I think he should. I'm going to go around the road in this. I'm going to start with Carl, and then I'll go around the houses. Carl, why would anyone rate Roden?
I think Rodon was a panic buy that was never ever going to really make anything apart from covering a space in the team at the time we signed him. I think he's championship level. I think if he goes down back to the championship, I think he'll do absolutely fine. It's just not what we're looking for.
No. And anyone else want to talk about Rodon before we move on?
He didn't play a minute out in Singapore and Australia and Thailand.
No.
He wasn't even training with the main squad, so it's pretty obvious Ange doesn't fancy him. I tell you, the strange thing is he's done okay when he played for Wales. He's looked pretty good. But I think, as Carl rightly said, I think championship level, maybe a top half of the championship team is more his level, and that's probably where he'll end up this season.
Do we know if Rennes have triggered that option to buy on Rodon? Because when he went out on loan, there was an option to buy him as well.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, even he's been with Spurs for 3 years. He's made 15 appearances. Even when he was on loan at Rennes, he couldn't get into the first team. He only made 16 appearances there. Yeah. Like, it's... Yeah. Rodon, I think, is a fringe player. He's a rotation player. Is he someone that we need? No, not really. Could we do better? Yeah, 100%. I think it's time we cashed in.
Yeah, I think we will. I
agree. Yeah. So, guys, look, I just want to say quickly, big up to Giroula, big up to DJ Green Alert. Who else has come in? Big up Colin Turner. Rodon is not good enough. Unfortunately, a bit of a panic buy, as Carl said. Who else? Andrew Gregory, buying Kane, medical book. Now, that has been put around today. That has been put around now. Mia sent that to me this morning. I have asked the question, but as Philip said, a lot of these transfers do have, and especially this Kane one will have a lot of.
Do not disclose an NDA.
I got it wrong before. I did call it DNA.
DNA. Slight difference.
As Philip was arguing about his orange, as Philip was arguing about his orange M&Ms again, wasn't he, Mia?
Backstage we've honestly, he's been a right diva. He's going over to go and watch the game, so he's actually twice the diva now. You know what I'm saying? Because he thinks he's a super megastar in his private jet going over.
It's the pink ones on a Saturday, by the way, not orange, right? Just keep that in mind for the next time.
Very quickly, Wayne Bonner, thank you so much. He's gifted a THFC Till I Die membership, and he's gifted it to Greg Sealnet, was gifted a membership by Wayne Bonner. Big up, Wayne. Thank you so much. Very quickly. Now, this show's only going for about an hour, so we're going to quickly dive into the show, what it's about. With Kane going, with Luis now going, the captaincy's now up for grabs. Now, me and Philip, we have argued about this, haven't we, Philip? We've disagreed.
Well,
your arguments seem to have gone the other way now because Kane going.
Well, my argument was if Harry Kane remained, he had to be captain, but obviously that's not going to happen now. So I've got to make up a new captain.
Yeah. So who would you pick as our new captain and why? And I'll go around. I'll do it with Philip, Chris, then you, Josh, and then Mia last. I'll go very last. So Philip, who would you pick as our new captain and why? Well,
I always have maintained that the captain of a side should be either in the defence or the midfield, not a goalkeeper and not a striker. I'll make an exception with Harry Kane because of the circumstances. But and we're running short now. If Højbjerg is going to move on to Atletico Madrid, he would have been a candidate. Somebody mentioned James Maddison, but you can't make a new player captain. You know, he's got to be someone that's been at the club for a while. And even though he hasn't been there that long, my choice for captain would be Bissouma. Because I think he didn't tear up any trees last season, but I think he got injured. He was blending into the side. I think we're going to see a really different Bissouma this season, and he'd be my pick as captain. And vice captain, that's coming up later. I'll come on that later. But I'm running a bit short of candidates, really. You know, Romero is too hot-headed at the minute, unless he calms down a bit. The two fullbacks haven't been there long enough. And you don't want Ben Davis being captain or Eric Dyer. So, you know, we're running short of candidates, really. Sonny would be a good... If Sonny played in midfield, but he doesn't. Yeah. Forward, he's more of a striker. So,
Carl, so you're going for... Who are you going for, Philip?
Yves Bissouma.
Bissouma. Who are you going for, Carl, and why?
I'm going for Eric Dyer. No, I'm joking. I would have... I probably would have agreed with Philip and pick Basuma, but the only reason I'm not is because he had such an injury-hit season last season that I'd like him just to concentrate on playing his football. So in my mind, I think I'd have to choose Son because Romero is too temperamental to be made captain.
Right. Now, Josh, who do you think should be captain? Who would your captain be? Who's your pick as new captain?
I'm going to go against the grain of the wood here, and I'm going to say that I would choose James Maddison, simply because I believe the guy's got a winning mentality. Granted, he won an FA Cup with Leicester. That kind of winning mentality, we have to clinch on to any kind of winning mentality that we can possibly get. And I think Maddison is that guy. He's the core of the midfield. We're going to be playing a lot around him. So I think Maddison's the perfect pick for the captaincy, if not Sonny.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Mia, we all know who you're going to pick. He's in your dungeon. And you probably already had the inside track already from him. You probably ran down there when everyone else was speaking, just give him some dinner and tell him, we'll let you out tomorrow to play. Don't worry. So who would you pick as our new captain and why?
I'd have to second what is it, Josh? Sorry,
Yeah.
It is Josh, isn't it? Yeah, I'd have to second what Josh says. I'd say that it'd be Maddison for me. I've kind of done a bit of a 180 on him because I was worried about his attitude, but when I hear him talk, I think he's got the right mix of qualities of leadership, being like enough level-headed if there is an issue to sort it out well. I think he communicates well. I think he's got really good communication skills. I think it's very important. I think he's got really good attributes to be a captain.
Right. I'm going to totally disagree with a lot of you. I can and I will. I'm going for Romero.
What? Are you bad?
No, I am. You know I am, Mia.
It'd be off every game.
He's too rogue, man. We can't have some rogue man.
I tell
Like
you one
he's
thing.
just
People have put it in here. Beatrice put Romero has won a World Cup.
so.
Romero, we need the fire. Somebody else you put in here as well.
Listen, if you don't forget, if you've got a fire, you're going to burn down the bloody house. Let's not be doing that.
I mean, if you want a captain that's going to lead someone to get sent off every 3 games, then by all means, get Romero as captain. But he's too hot-headed. He's got no discipline.
No, exactly.
Right, can I just give you an example here? Right, back in the day, Phil, I know a bit before your time, Josh, and your time, Mia, probably around my and Carl and Philip's time.
Hey, I'm the same age as Mia. I'm not that old.
Okay, then. Around me and Philip's time, when you lot were in short pants and running around playing with bubbles, right?
Back in the day.
Back in the day, you could say that. Now, Maradona, right? Diego Maradona was a hothead like Romero, very temperamental South American, Argentinian fire. Now, when I forget who became Argentina manager in 1984, the first thing he did was give Maradona the captaincy to give him something to think about, and it tempered his temper, and of course he became the greatest player the world has ever seen in that era.
But that's in his nation. If you've got to lead the team week in, week out, you've got to have someone who's not going to get sent off every couple of games. I
think he was captain for Napoli as well, if I'm right in saying that as well. He was captain for his club as well.
It's just no. It's just a no from a hard no. I think from all of us.
Look. Somebody says also Romero would be like a Roy Keane and a John Terry type captain. Now, Philip,
Roy Keane, yes.
Do you agree with that sort of thing, Philip, or do you totally go against what I'm saying? Is it don't you're talking a load of crap?
No, I wouldn't totally go against it. If he can temper himself a little bit, just calm down a bit, and don't give him raw meat before the match. Calm his temper down a little bit. He probably would be a very good captain, but it's just the uncertainty. I mean, you're guaranteed a yellow card every other game and a red card every 4 or 5 games or 6 games. If maybe that's been over exaggerating a bit, but do you know what? I wouldn't mind putting him out to give him a bit of responsibility. Put him in as vice captain.
Yeah.
Which means he's only going to be leading the team whenever the captain's out, which isn't going to be too often either. Now,
look, we've got a super chat here from Wayne Bonner. Big up, Wayne. He said, Son Basuma for captain, Sarr as a future captain. Now, why you look? I always say, Philip, it has to be a midfielder or a defender as captain. Should never be a goalkeeper or a forward player. So why is everyone going for Son if he's a forward player? Is it because he's captain of his country, and do you think he'd be able to take the responsibility?
Plus the fact we love him as well. He's been there that long.
Yeah.
You know, he's nearly part of the furniture there. And let's face it, he does drop back into midfield as well. So, and the fact that he is captain of South Korea, possibly, but I still don't think he should be captain of Spurs. Sorry.
No, me neither.
Are we all going against Romero for captain? Just going around the houses. For you, Josh, start with you?
For captain, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
For captain, Romero, yeah, 100%. And on top of that as well, without sounding as Brexit means Brexit as possible, without sounding that way, what's his English like? Is he fluent with English? Like that's another thing we've got to take into consideration: the communication barrier.
Yeah, that's.
I don't have him talking. Don't worry. He doesn't do a lot of
talking. Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, Mia, could you just quickly run down to your dungeon and just ask him, can he speak English?
We do more of like, other kind of communications. I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. This is from Mia's over 18 show, which will be coming sometime in the future. Carl, are you totally against Romero as captain? Or can you see my logic in saying him?
I can see your logic in the fact that obviously he's a World Cup winner. I don't know. I think Josh is right as well. I'm not quite sure how good his English is.
Yeah.
And I just think Son's more experienced, and I think he's physically like captained his country as well. So I just think he's a bit more, and he has got far in him. Do you remember that video we saw when obviously he was fighting with Lloris that time?
Yeah.
He's got passion in him, so I just think he can play that part.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll be interesting tomorrow to see who captains the side tomorrow. I know it mightn't be a pointer, but it'll just be interesting to see who gets the ban tomorrow.
Yeah,
as long as it's not Eric.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not Eric, please. We're gonna start a protest. Hashtag no Eric Dyer for captaincy. Andrew Gregory said would love Romero, but worry if he changed his game, he would lose his edge. I don't think so. Did Roy Keane lose his edge, Philip, when he became captain of Man United?
Well, it got even sharper.
Yeah.
Do
you think
Roy Keane is Roy Keane? There is nobody like Roy Keane, unfortunately.
No. Roy Keane hasn't lost his edge now, let alone when he was a player.
It still hasn't.
It still hasn't. So going on from that, guys, we're going to start again. Who would you pick as your vice captain and why? Now, I'm actually going to go first, then I go to Josh. Philip, you go and I'm going to go around the other way to get everyone's answer to this. For me, I'd actually pick Basuma as my vice captain. I would go the other way. I think he's a future captain, him and Sarr, but I just think Basuma would be better as a vice captain. Him and Romero, I think they got that winning mentality, the pair of them. So that's my pick. Josh, who would you?
My vice captain would be Son.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to explain it. I think everyone knows my reasoning behind it. I think Son, 100%.
Yeah. Philip, you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my tack here a bit. I'm interested in what Josh was saying about the captaincy there. I'd give Maddison the vice captaincy but if he's vice captain, learning the ropes, in a couple of years' time, he might move up to captain. So yeah, I'll give it to Maddison.
Really? That surprised me, Philip.
Yeah, I'm only have to change my mind there a minute ago. I literally was going for someone else, but no, I just like the thought of Maddison. As you said, he's a winner. And he's very positive mental attitude. I've seen him talking. The guy has come with a mission, and if he can help us get places, I'm all for him being given the job as vice captain.
Mia, who would you pick as your vice captain?
I would go with Captain Maddison and Vice Captain Basuma.
You're agreeing with me. That makes a change.
Yeah, I don't like it. I feel a bit weird about it.
I know. I feel a bit weird about that too, Mira. It doesn't sit right with me. But look, we're going to leave it there and quickly move on. We'll want to talk
normal
about
service will be resumed as soon as possible.
Yeah, Philip knows. And Carl, who would you pick as your vice captain? I mean, are you going to agree like with Josh saying Sonny and Philip saying Mia saying Basuma and Maddison? Who would you pick?
Well, Son was captain. I would have gone with Bentancur if he was fit.
Yeah.
But I would actually choose Basuma as vice captain.
Oh, fair enough. It seems we seem to be very wide-ranging, I think, with our captains, but with our vice captains, we seem to be near enough. Well, me and Mia agree, which is quite that is breaking news in itself. Me and Mia agree.
Right, can I change my mind? Because I don't want to agree with you.
Sorry,
seriously.
No, can't change it. No, you can't change it.
It's just after coming up, and it's just after coming up with Sky Sports. Dermot and Mia agree on something.
What is this, North Korea? We're not allowed to change our minds. Bloody hell.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, no, you have to. No, well, you're the one with the dungeon, not me.
Also with the captaincy and vice captaincy, we can't rule out Højbjerg staying.
No, that's true.
That's true.
No, heck to the no.
Here we go.
I do not want Højbjerg as captain.
Exactly, Josh. See, me and Josh same page.
Look,
everyone knows you know my detest for Højbjerg. Yeah, you know I do not like him.
And you know how much I love Højbjerg, Josh. You know that. You know how much I love the player.
I'm Team Josh. # Team Josh.
All you need is Ellie in here now, and then you'll find out that Højbjerg is the number one running, and there's no other alternative.
Yeah, that's
absolutely not.
I just want to say big up to Wayne Bonner again. He's gifted another membership, Philip. And he's gifted it to Bald Bean Counter. Has been gifted a membership as well.
Oh, so big up to Wayne. Big up,
Wayne. Thank you so much, Wayne. It means a hell of a lot. Thank you so much. And please do, because I'm going to start putting out from tonight now. It'll go out as always for everyone to see. But as from next week, I'm pre-recording old games from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I'm going to put them out for the members only. So you get a bit of Tottenham through the years. Tonight is 6 of the best from the 1970s. And I've watched it. And it ends up with us beating Bristol Rovers 9-0, which, Philip, there is a funny story behind that game before we get back to
now this is one for the older ones. There was a comedy duo back in the 60s and 70s in England, Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. Now, Peter Cook was an avid Spurs fan. He was a real Spurs fan. He hardly missed a game when he was in London, you know. But he went to the Bristol Rovers game in 1977, and he went to the toilet 9 times as he had a kidney complaint at the time, and he missed every goal. Now, I'm sure he's amended that story a little bit for poetic license, but he missed most of them anyway, you know. So he used to use that act in his stage show, that joke in his stage show.
Big up to Kev Williams says, "Evening, everyone. Does the captaincy mean as much these days?" Look, I'm going to start with you in this, Philip. Does the captaincy of Tottenham Hotspur mean more, say, to the likes of when Steve Perryman or Dave Mackay were captain and Graham Roberts, than it does now with Harry Kane or Hugo Lloris? Do you think something's come off as being captain?
It's more an honorary position now, but like a captain is still needed to cajole the team and shouting and clapping hands and telling people to concentrate. So there is still a great role, and it's an honor to be captain of your club. Obviously, it's a big honor. It might not mean just as much as it did in years gone by, but it's certainly something that probably we've been lacking. Now, no disrespect to Hugo Lloris, but a goalkeeper should never, ever be captain. You're too far away from what's happening on the pitch. And that's why I think maybe an outfield player can do a better job, albeit, an honorary role most of the time.
Yeah. And Wayne says, "Oh, Dermot's given us old Spurs. Love it. Don't show the horse commentaries. They did." Hello, well, haven't seen the Bristol highlights for a few years. Yeah, it was great. It took me time to find that, Philip, and when I saw that 6 of the best from this, it was Jimmy Greaves. You remember them videos back in the 80s?
Yeah. Sure,
6 of the best. 6 of the best. 6 of the best.
The Bristol Rovers goalkeeper that day had a good game. I know it sounds crazy to say he let in 9 goals, but it could have been far worse.
In terms of the captaincy, I think DJ Green has hit the nail on the head. In terms of Lloris has brought the job down a bit. I thoroughly believe that as well. I think, like Philip Brady said, like having a goalkeeper as captain, you're too far away from everything. You can't control the team. You can't control the flow, which is why it's crucial that we have an outfield player, preferably someone in the midfield, as the captain. Not only do I think it's an honour to be a captain for your club, but it holds a level of responsibility, and you need someone in the midfield to have that responsibility. Let's bring some prestige back to the captaincy of Tottenham Hotspur, and let's have someone in the midfield, someone that can actually control that team.
Yeah, somebody like a Steve Perryman, guys. over the years. Graham Roberts, Dave Mackay, Danny Blanchflower, that have all wore the armband, and they've led Tottenham with distinction and honour. And this one here from Jazz Jones said about Son, he served in the army too. He's the captain of his country. He's played for us for years. No brainer. And I'm going to start with you, Philip. Does that mean something? He's been in the army in South Korea. So, he's very much... You never hear him in any trouble in the papers, Son. He leads a very quiet life. Do you think he would take that responsibility more than, say, Hugo did or anybody else or Harry Kane? Because I don't feel Harry Kane was a good striker. He didn't lead by voice, but he sort of led by example. But do you think Son would be a bit more vocal as well? Do you think is that what we need?
Sonny will never get into any trouble as long as his dad's got control over him, because I wouldn't like to go against Son's father. Son probably has a curfew, be home at 10 o'clock, Anyway, I would say, the fact, I can see Son being made captain. Now, some of it will be for football reasons, because he's been with the club so long and he's so popular with the players and the fans and everything. But another reason for it is a commercial reason. You make Son captain of Tottenham, and the 50 people in South Korea who don't know about him will suddenly be Spurs fans. So there's an element of that to it as well, So Son might well be the one that gets it.
See, I think he's too emotional, though, because he gets too emotional. You don't want your captain to be emotional. That's why I would not pick Sonny. I feel like he's too much of an emotional guy, man. You can't have someone who's going to just cry at the flip of a switch, and get upset about stuff. That's not a captain. You wouldn't see Roy Keane crying. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. If you want someone a bit more, you've got to have someone a bit tougher. And I feel like someone like a Maddison, that's what I said. I feel like he's a bit tougher. And even Basuma comes across a bit more of a tougher guy. He's a chill guy, but he's got a toughness about him where I just don't think Sonny does. I think he's too emotional.
I just want to also clarify as well. Sonny didn't serve in the army. When he played in the Asia Games in 2018, he was.
That's right.
Yeah, his exemption from the military service was because they won the Asia Games. They beat Japan 2-1.
That's right. But he did serve in the reserves prior to that. He was kept out of the main army because of the win.
I actually read that. Yeah, I actually read that, and I only read that from the comments, so I didn't know myself, so I only read that from the comments. So big that. We've got Mod FC. Højbjerg is the most captain material in the squad, and I totally agree. Absolutely agree with that.
Disagree.
Yeah, okay, Mia. Leslie Crawford, winning sides have leaders throughout the team. And that's the point I was making to you, Philip. When we have to, and I'll start with you for this, Carl. You look at the 80s side, you had 5 or 6 different captains in that team. You had Graham Roberts, you had Paul Miller, you had Steve Perriman. You had different players that would do a captain's role. Do you think that's what we need now in Spurs? Do we need that back in the current Spurs side?
Yeah, 100%. I think as soon as you walk onto a pitch, you should be giving it as you're a captain for the team. You're playing for the team. And one captain, obviously, there is one that oversees it, but generally, they should all be captains, and that's how you win games. They should be all fighting for it.
Yeah. Philip?
Højbjerg. I'm kind of dismissing him. I think he's going to be gone in the next couple of weeks anyway, so that's why. He won't be captain material, but I don't think he's going to be there, so I'm not even considering him for captain at this stage.
No.
If he's still here at the end of the transfer window, he might well be, but at the moment, no. No.
Yeah, big up Aaron Dubb. He says, got to stop with this. Served in the army spell. He did 6 weeks target practice. That's it. Most Koreans do over 18 months. I love some, but please cut out this serve nonsense. Yes, Josh. Look, as I said, I didn't know myself. I read it out from the chat, so I just thought it was true. So there. Look, nobody knew. Gonna Google this, says Jazz Jones. Agree, not the right temperament. Maddison Romero as co-captains would balance the team. Powell want to go to his head. Andrew Gregory said Son plays even better considering he wears an ankle tag so his dad can keep a track on him. Like it or not, Mia is a hypocrite. Mia, do you want? I'd like to know where I've been. Can I just quickly say, look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You don't come onto this channel and start calling people hypocrites or accusing people of being hypocrites. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Mia's entitled to her opinion more than anybody. She speaks a lot of sense. She's on here. She do you know what I mean? She does speak a lot of sense. So please, an apology would be nice. You do not talk to a woman or a lady in that way, any shape or form. Or anyone, but especially a lady. So please, Mud FC, an apology would be nice. Thank you. Sorry, go on, Mia.
Yeah, I'd just like to know where I've been hypocritical. It's an opinion. I very rarely would say I'm a hypocrite, actually, very rarely, because my thought processes are normally I try and think out my logic to stuff. So I'd like to think that I'm not really a hypocritical kind of person.
Vetcher says Hoiby is the obvious choice, but he wants to move, as you say. Yeah. We've got Mr. E. Hi, Thfc till I die. Hey, Dematron, Philip, Mir, Coys, Carl, and Josh as well. We've got Maud, Ardwalk. It's a role for an undroppable player, maybe in midfield, a general like Basuma. Lisa said, Mia, I had that thought that was Son. He does get quite emotional. There's no real standout for me except Hoiberg. I'm not even going to read out your comment for that. I'm actually going to put your time out for what you've actually said to me. Sorry. I don't care. LOL, the respect for Son gets is laughable. We've got Andrew Gregory, respect people, please. And that's it. That's what it's true, isn't it, Philip? Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know,
you don't have to be objectionable about it. Just put your opinion across without calling people names, and we'll accept it. But when this name calling starts, you're out.
Yeah, well, he's on the timeout, and then he will get blocked. Right, tomorrow, the big friendly, Mr. Brady, you're going over as our representative from Thfc till I die. Anyone sees Philip, please shout out. It's not unusual, or what's new, Pussycat, if you do see him. And if you can start a chant, we love the Irish Tom Jones. Please do it. If he does it, we will. I'll be watching it on Spurs Play. There's no watch along tomorrow because there's some tech issues with our new software we're using for the new scoreboard. It will be revealed for our first game next Sunday to start the Premier League. But please, if you see Philip tomorrow, please shout out what's new, Pussycat, or it's not unusual. Philip, look,
I'll be there.
Can you start that chant for us, Josh, if you can?
Oh, Jesus.
Philip, where are you sitting?
Oh God, I'm not on my usual spot. I'm on the old East Stand, somewhere down near the front, as far as I know. I haven't even got my ticket yet. I've got a problem with that. But I've been reading that it'll be loaded onto my account anyway. So when I get there, it'll be no problem. And I have the email confirming the purchase.
I've got my ticket to start of the week.
Did you?
Yeah. You might check your emails.
I've emailed them twice and nothing come back. About it. But,
well, I'm taking my 9-year-old to his first ever Spurs game, so there should be another. Yeah,
that's great. Whereabouts are you?
I'll have to meet up with you. I am in. I think I'm on the 4th floor. Let me find out. Hang on.
So
you'll see him, Josh. He'll be the one with everyone throwing knickers at him.
And dentures as well. Don't forget the dentures.
Yeah, definitely the dentures. We've got Andy0161. What flavour pot noodle is Mia's favourite flavour? There you go. What are you going to say to that, Mia?
I don't really like pot noodles.
Oh.
I prefer super noodles. Super noodles are good.
Yeah. But big up to Andy. I haven't seen you before, Andy. So big up. Welcome to the channel. There's 103 watching, and we've only got 29 likes. So can you please very, very do this for us? Can you do a Hoiberg for us? There you go. Mr. Brady, you okay for a few more minutes?
Another 5 or 10, yeah. I need to go. Yeah. I have a very early start. So,
yeah. And I know, Mia, you have to pop off as well. So we ought to go for another 10 minutes. Daryl Bradford, appreciate your pods as always, folks. Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Is Philip going to have his photo taken in the cockle? Oh,
no, I'm going to take a selfie. I'm going to take a selfie underneath it, right? So I'll send it over during the game. I'll not send it to Dermot because he'll delete it. He'll delete it.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Me, I'll send it to you. So you make sure it gets up.
Oh, I have to do it 100%. Gonna have that one.
Do guys know where Marcus is these days? Who's Marcus? Is this another one that's escaped from your dungeon, Mia?
No, they're all locked up nice and safe. Don't worry, they're in handcuffs.
You can see the guards turning up at Mia's house. But anyway, look, if Kane's not picked tomorrow or does play, will that say what the end game will be? And I'll start with you, Philip. Is tomorrow going to be a big? Is tomorrow going to be a big sort of thing? If he isn't picked, well, we know he's going. Or if he is picked, is this his last goodbye? Do you know what I mean? Where do you think it's going to fall?
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, I'd say the chances of him playing are probably slight. They'll use some minor injury as an excuse to get him. But I do think. See, the thing is, it's tricky. If it hasn't been announced by tomorrow, they can't bring him out on the pitch to say goodbye because that's preempting the decision, you know? So I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. I really don't. It might just be that he's there, but that'll be it. There'll be no official notification made about whether he's going or not.
Yeah. Josh, what do you reckon? What's your view on all of the Harry Kane?
I think if he doesn't start, he's over in Germany. If he's not even there, he's over in Germany. I'd like to think he's going to be there to say a goodbye to everyone. It is a sold-out fixture, so hopefully he will get a good send-off from the Tottenham faithful. But yeah, if he's not in the team sheet tomorrow, he's gone.
Yeah. Mia, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he's not going to be on the team sheet, but I do think he's going to be there, and I think we're going to see like a little bit of him because of the risk of getting injured. And then I think his body language at the end will say everything. I don't think we need to hear him say he's officially going. I think him waving goodbye to everyone is going to be a sign you're going to see when he's there that he is leaving. And then I think we're going to get the announcement after.
And Carl, what do you reckon? Some people, Jazz Jones is saying here, would he play 45 minutes? Don't think Bayern would like that if he's going there. I guess maybe come on the last 10 minutes as a goodbye, in my opinion. Do you think that might happen, or what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
I'm sure he'd want to play, but I don't think he will. I think, like Josh and Mia, if he's not in the team, it's done. And he might say goodbye at the end, but they can't risk it.
Yeah, and Hans Wast, I can't pronounce his surname, so I'm going to leave it there. Tottenham have to accept Bayern's offer because otherwise Kane will move to Munich on a fee transfer next year. Mia, do you want to give Hans the latest that we broke yesterday?
Yeah, I think that it's pretty much done. He is going to Bayern, and even if he wasn't next summer, I don't think he would go to Bayern. I think he'd wait it out, and he could go to any Premier League club. So I don't think he'd go Bayern because I think other clubs would be in for him if he was free.
Yeah, and Archibald says here
Hans might be a Bayern Munich fan with a name like that.
Maybe.
So.
Well, we all know about how much you love the German media, Philip. And
yeah.
Do you want to remind people of what you did? I don't think Josh knows what you did, but Josh, you got to listen to this. This is the best story I've heard of so far.
Will I get your man's name up again? I've forgotten his name. He was the Bild reporter at the press conference in was it in Thailand? I think it was.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll get it now in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves there for a second, I guess.
Yeah. What happened was do you remember the stunt they pulled in the press conference, Josh, with the Harry Kane shirt from the Bayern Munich report?
Yes.
Well, Philip found him on Facebook, right?
I got it now.
Go on,
he's a guy called Max Schrader, and he actually had his press credentials cancelled by Tottenham after this. He brought a Harry Kane Bayern Munich shirt into the press conference and hold it up like that in front of. And
I saw that. Yeah.
So I sent him a message. I said, "Nice stunt with the Harry Kane shirt. You're a disgrace to your profession." I said, "Showing absolutely well." But this, I'm paraphrasing here, but this is basically what I said to him. You're a disgrace to your profession, and I hope you get everything that's coming to you because of that cheap stunt. Show no respect to Tottenham fans, and that was it. He didn't reply to me, so. Wonder why. But he got it. He read it. He read it. I've seen his little picture come up on the bottom of him, so he's read it.
Now,
Nice.
Brain Power Podcast says, what would be the best replacement for Kane? Orban or Tarami? Philip, who would you go for?
Not Taremi, anyway. He's a 31-year-old Iranian international. He scored lots of goals last season for Porto, but Urban's only 21 or 22. And they were talking 26 million for Taremi. So go for Urban. He's around the same price. Urban every time. Orban every time.
Who would you go for?
Yeah, Orban for me. I think 31 is not the direction we're going for with all the signings we've made in the summer. They're all quite young. So I think that's the way we're going to go.
Yeah. And Josh, who would you go for?
Gift Orban all day long. That guy is some talent.
Yeah.
He's some talent.
And Mia, where are you going on this?
Yep, I'm going to have to say the same. Gift Orban for me as well.
Yeah. I think we all agree in that. He is something special. He really is. He really is. DJ Green Alert is saying, I still want Jonathan David if I can choose. Yeah, of course you can. And DJ Green says, Steve Archibald was just so good. Him and Crooks were a great partnership. They really were. There was something special, weren't they, Philip? Them two.
No, they were, yeah. Very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
The only thing that puts me off a Gift Orban is the African Cup of Nations. We would be without our prime striker for 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's true.
When you think about it.
Yeah, that's true. Philip, look, for a bit of a laugh, we're going to end up for this.
I better just go with a bit of news down, but before you do that.
Okay, go on. Yeah, go and see. We've got somebody special coming on, haven't we? You've done this. You only told me just now, so I'm really chuffed about this.
Those of you who remember, there's a very long-term. He's been supporting Spurs for 70 years. He's an ex-Daily Express reporter called Norman Giller. And Norman had the unenvious task. He reported on all the London clubs during the 60s and 70s, right? And he couldn't show his preference for Spurs at that time. It was only when he retired they could actually say that he was a Spurs fan. But this guy was very close to Jimmy Greaves. In fact, at Jimmy Greaves' funeral, he did the talk on behalf of Jimmy Greaves' former teammates, right? He's written numerous books about Spurs. He's written numerous books about boxing. It was Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzean's wingman on the drinking sessions in the 60s. So he knows a lot. He's written a new book called The G-Men, which is coming out shortly. And he'll be coming onto our channel at a date. We haven't quite got the date yet, but it'll be soon to discuss his books and his life supporting Tottenham. So that's a major scoop for us now. This guy knows where the bodies are buried at Tottenham, and it'll be a very, very interesting session when we get him on.
Yeah, I really can't wait. I'm looking forward to this. I really am looking forward to that. Now, guys, we're going to have a bit of fun with this last bit, and then we're going to finish with Fred and get everyone to plug their channels. Now, there's been different reports about Levy. He's going to Miami. Mia thinks he's going to be at the Spurs game tomorrow. I don't know where he's going to be. So, Philip, I'm going to start with you. Where is Levy at this present time? Where do you think he is?
Where is Levy? Well, according to somebody, he's been held up at customs. He's trying to leave the country with the Kane transfer money in his suitcase. So I would say he's presently been done for currency exchange offences. No, really, I don't know where he is. I mean, he never misses a match, so I'm surprised the talk of him going to Miami today. That could be a red herring. I'd say he's in London. I'd say he's still in London.
Yeah. Carl, what do you reckon Levy is?
Levy is in a fallout shelter, hiding without his Wi-Fi on, making sure that Bayern Munich cannot contact him.
Yeah.
Josh, where do you think Mr. Levy is somewhere?
Daniel Levy is currently in New York giving evidence against Joe Lewis.
That's actually a very good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Mia, I will bring up Archibald's comment in a minute, but where do you think Mr. Levy is?
Definitely not in my dungeon. I think he's at his house, home alone, probably sitting in his pants and looking at himself in the mirror, rubbing his bald head.
Yeah, I think, well, look, we all think Daniel Levy could be Blofeld out of the Bond films, right? He's sitting at home, stroking his white cat and plotting how to take over the world with Tottenham Hotspur, become the next best thing.
He's more like Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
All Daniel's missing is a goatee. I'm telling you, it's Kojak.
No, honestly, he'd be more like Dr. Evil. No one who goes £1 million and they all laugh at him because it's the future. He thinks he's back in when
He's in Dr. Evil's lair.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a few in the chat. We've got Archibald saying he's in Mia's dungeon.
No, definitely not.
Andrew Gogo said Levy's on Joe Lewis's boat. Well, it said Levy's here with me in Ford and in Florida discussing what to do with the Kane money.
Yeah.
So that's where he is. But look, guys, thank you all for coming on. Look, I'm going to go around you all before we get to Fred. And I think because it's Carl's first time, we're going to give Carl the honor of saying what Fred is up to tonight. But before we get to there, we're going to go around the houses. Josh, where can people find you? It's great to have you back on YouTube. We will get you on a longer show next time. I know it's a bit short, this one, but we will get you on something very, very soon, and there'll be a longer show than that. But where can people find you, and when are you back on YouTube?
Yes, I mean, you touched on it. I'm not back on YouTube as yet, but I do plan on making a return very, very soon. You can find me over at Speaking Spurs. You can also find me on Twitter at JoshPav, or X.com as it's now called, but Twitter for those, people that still know it as Twitter. Yeah, but that's where you can find me. Feel free to interact with me. Send me a DM if you want to, collab on a project of some sort, or just have a general discussion about Spurs or all things football. That's where you can find me.
Yeah, well, listen, Josh, it's been great to have you back on, man. It's lovely to speak to you. I haven't spoken to you for a while, and it's nice that you've come out and you're back in the community again, but you're always welcome on here. Anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome. And, of course, Mia, where can people find you as Carl gives it and Philip give their head a wobble? Where can they find you?
Yeah, over
Where's your link, by the way, Mrs.?
I'm just doing it. I was doing Josh's first, as it was important as he was talking about it. So I'll put my link in the chat. Go over to Spurs Between the Lines. Give me a sub because it really helps the YouTube algorithm. Because the more you subscribers you got, it does push your content out that bit further. So it all really helps, guys. So please go and do that for me. I'd appreciate it.
Please, everyone, get over to them two channels. I'll bring Mia's link up as soon as she puts it in the chat. And Philip, look, no watch along tomorrow because you're in Tottenham tomorrow, signing autographs as Josh just starts a chant. It's not unusual for you. And as you're walking down the Tottenham High Road, dentures and knickers will be thrown at you, and the odd M&M, just not an orange one.
As long as they're not pink ones.
Yeah, pink ones. Yeah. What have we got coming up next week, Philip? Because we've got a good show on Thursday, haven't we? We've got a preview for the Premier League on Thursday.
Yeah, preview for we'll have news round during the week, all at 4:00 every day, and then we've got Thursday Premier League preview, and then on Friday night it kicks off with Burnley and Man City, and then we've got our round the grounds on Saturday. We start the Premiership proper, and then Sunday behind the couch time, Brentford versus Tottenham watch along.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. Well, don't forget the podcast is back next Friday. The Cockerel Clock podcast that is out on Friday, and they will be put up on YouTube during the week. You're going to have to give me a hand to do what we did before because I can't remember how to do it. So you're going to have to help me with that. And then the debate show will be back at its usual time, 9:00 next Saturday evening, and of course the watch along next Sunday. And now, Carl, I haven't had you on for a while. You are the joker in the pack in our chat. You really are. So what is Fred up to today?
Fred is the equivalent of the Bayern Munich representative chasing Levy down the Gatwick runway to get him before he flies off to Miami.
Right, I'm actually going to do that again because it went a bit funny. So here we go again. Right, on that big bombshell, thank you all for watching. Yeah, please hit the like button here. Please hit the subscription button. Please get over to Josh's channel. Hit the sub there. Hit the sub to Mia. Look, we want to get Mia to 1,000 subs before the start of the season, or near enough in the start of the season, and we're on the road to 2K. So please help us get there. Let's get there before the end, before the start of the season, or somewhere before the first internationals. We want to get to 2K. Ines says, everyone enjoyed the game tomorrow, Philip. So everyone's wishing you a good day. Philip, safe travels. I shall speak to you probably sometime tomorrow, and definitely be back Monday with all the stories. Whatever you do, please respect each other. Have a lovely rest of your Saturday evening. Enjoy your weekend. No watch along tomorrow, but we are back up Monday at 4. Me and Philip with Newsbeat. Whatever you do, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
And we trust. Quiz.